Alrighty, so welcome everyone. I just want to say thank you so much for joining me this morning. We are about to have an absolutely dynamic time. Thank you for taking this time to join me for this class, Joy in Atlanta. That's actually my baby girl's name, Joy. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to share my screen here. Alrighty, so we're gonna share my screen here and we are about to go ahead and dive on in. Let's see here, awesome. Okay, let's see here. We're going to go ahead and present. Okay, so welcome. Thank you all so much for joining me this morning. We're going to go ahead and get started here. And just, I know that you all joined this masterclass because you really want to know, essentially, what does it take to build lifelong love? And when we're talking about lifelong love, this is one of the most critical things that we can build. We're thinking about our health and our longevity. Building a strong marriage is such a powerful tool that we can use. So I just want to let you know that you are in the right place on today if you are ready to build lifelong love in your marriage. Or even if you are not married, if you want to get this information beforehand, right? You could even be single. Gathering this information is so important. I promise you, I was doing this work for, I think, 11 years before I even got engaged. So I guess I had a whole bunch of information while I was still single, and it's helping me to this day. And I'm still right there in the trenches with everyone as well, learning to apply this information. Also, too, you want your marriage to last a lifetime, but it's not just the years. You want it to be a healthy marriage throughout your lifetime. And essentially, you want to be proactive with this gift of each other. Okay, so just to let you know a little bit about me. I know a little bit about a few people on today here in the chat, but just to let you know, this thing is personal for me. So that's me and my sweetie, he's upstairs. And, for me, this is personal thing. Like the success of your marriage, it definitely matters to me. I think that's probably why I went to this field. I'm a psychology professor. I'm a marriage and family therapist. I'm also a family studies researcher, certified family life educator, wife, and I'm a mommy of two. Yes. I'm right there in the trenches, and but really enjoying the gift of what marriage brings. And so it really is a personal thing. Of course, I want to have a healthy marriage, but I want you to succeed because I understand why this is so critical. Okay, so what you're going to learn today, all right? So we're going to learn just a few helpful things today. Really, we'll be talking about, I'm going to lay the context, family. So really what we know is that achieving a healthy marriage, it has changed. Okay, the landscape of achieving a successful marriage is not like what our grandparents had decades ago, right? It is totally different. So I'm going to present the research and give you a little bit of a background understanding of that. And then I'm going to give you an appetizer, okay, that I don't even have here. I'm going to give you the appetizer, and then we're going to go into the 5 secrets to building lifelong love and marriage, all right? If you guys are ready, can you put, I'm ready in the chat. If you're ready this morning and you're ready to dive on in, put I'm ready in the chat for me. Let me make sure you're still up and still listening. Alrighty, let's see here. You're ready. Okay, all right. Jessica's ready. Kimberly's ready. Brett and Heather, you guys are ready. Awesome. Thank you. I'm glad that you guys are ready. All right, let's keep it moving. Also, too, I will present how to really take this thing beyond this class. I'm a teacher, right? So I'm always about some homework, right? And so really some next steps for really actually creating a concrete plan. And if you know me, I'm just a giver. I do have a little sweet little giveaway at the end. And then also too, I want to keep this interactional, all right? And so interactive rather. And so I will have an opportunity at the end for questions, but if it's like right on your heart, go ahead and put it in the chat. That's the beautiful part. That's the beautiful nature of kind of our experience on today, okay? So let's go ahead and get excited. All right, so here's the thing. This is the reality. Building a strong marriage will be one of the greatest assets of your lifetime. Okay, so Harvard University did a 76-year longitudinal study still in operation to this day. And what they have found above and beyond any other factor is having strong, healthy, close relationships is one of the best things that you can do to promote your longevity and your health. So what you are about to walk into is actually an opportunity to take care of your 80-year-old self. Come on now. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. And I want to help you do that. But let me lay the context, okay? So what we see, this is from some work from Dr. Eli Finkel. What we see is that today's marriages, we have the highest expectation from a marriage than we've ever had historically. So we want more out of marriage today compared to our counterparts, right? And so what research is showing from Dr. Eli Finkel is that, and he's comparing it to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, okay? Just as a brief synopsis, you know, those basic needs are on the bottom, must be taken care of before we get to those higher level needs. So historically with marriage, so now we are living in the age of the self-expressive marriage, meaning that, you know, the people who are experiencing the happiest marriages, one thing that's very encouraging is that they're happier than people who have ever been. But it takes so much more to get that. Because now we're not only looking for our partners to be our partners, we're looking for this partnership to help us produce our best selves. We are looking for this partnership to get us to this point of self-expression, personal growth, self-actualization. Okay, that's what people are looking for with marriage nowadays. So historically, back in the day, now I'm just laying up the context. I'm just laying it out here. So back in the day, what we found, you know, back in the 1800s, people were getting married for very pragmatic reasons, right? The base of that mountain, they were getting married for food, clothing, shelter, to have kids, right? And to have a family. But now we definitely expect a little bit more out of marriage from that time. And then we moved into the companionate marriage, whereby we want to have someone that we're marrying for love, right? Today, from 1965 on to today, we are in the self-expressive marriage, whereby people want to get self-fulfillment. Okay, they want to get to that self-actualization due to this partnership. How can I help you be your best self? How can you help me be my best self due to our connection? So we're asking for more. But he calls it a suffocation model because for a lot of people, family, I'm just gonna lay this out here, they have these high expectations, but they're not doing the work to climb the mountain. And they're suffocated by those expectations. And that can cause disillusionment and disappointment. But that's not going to be you, my friends. That's not going to be you, because just the fact that you're showing up, it shows that this matters to you, right? And you're educating yourselves on how to build one of the most equity giving assets of your lifetime, which is a healthy marriage. And so what we're seeing is that there's a difference too between a happiness-based model or mindset toward marriage versus a meanings-based model. Okay, the happiness-based model is kind of what's been fed to us since we've been 2 years old watching Disney, right? It's just this whole idea that if I marry the right person, life will be happy. They're my soulmate, things should come easily. And here are a few of the things, family, that's behind that mindset. It's really a focus on your own personal pleasure. And it's like, hey, I want you to be happy, right? You know, it pursues self-esteem through marriage, the belief that a healthy marriage shouldn't really require a lot of work or forbearance. And then also too, really what's really behind this mindset is that marital and personal fulfillment are incompatible long-term. That's what that happiness-based model is on, okay? But the meanings-based model, which is what I'm hoping that we can adopt, It's more focused on meaning, pursues self-expression, this idea that a healthy marriage can require extensive endurance and forbearance, but there's meaning created from that. And that essentially, really, when you really think about it, marital and personal fulfillment are actually very compatible. All right, so that's the groundwork, okay? And so essentially what I want you to think about today, family, is that it takes knowledge and a skill set to climb the mountain of marital success. Okay, and so just as an appetizer, I'm just gonna give you a little appetizer before I get to the entree. And if you are taking notes, family, these may be 4 F's that you want to remember. I'm a teacher, I know I'm a professor, but these aren't bad F's. These are some good F's, okay? These are good F's for your relationship. Okay, and this comes from a lot of research that's grounded by Dr. John Gottman and what he's seen. Now, family, he is an amazing researcher, and he had a love lab where he would invite newlywed couples into his quote unquote love lab. Okay, it looked more like a regular apartment, but he had them hooked up to equipment that was testing their heart rate. He was swabbing their mouths for saliva to test their cortisol levels, which is an indicator of stress. He was looking at all these things, family. And what he found was that from his observations, he could predict, you can check the research, he could predict up to 94% accuracy whether these couples would divorce. So so based on his research, this is some sound research, very, very sound. And he could predict within 7 years whether those couples would divorce, okay? But what he has found in his research is that for those couples who make it, long term, and even other research, when we're looking at those couples who make it to their 50th anniversary, their maybe 60th anniversary, one trend that we see that is consistent is that they have a very deep sense of attachment and friendship. That's the first F. Okay, so they have a deep friendship. So remember that your friends, keep that friendship, keep that interest. Okay, and a way to develop friendship is through sharing your emotional experiences with one another. Capitalization, that just means when your partner's really excited, you get really excited with them too, right? I can teach a whole lecture on friendship. I actually do, but I can't. This is an appetizer. I'm just giving you a little taste. You're just getting to know this restaurant. We got some good stuff, okay? So another piece too, another F is fondness. And this is a mindset. This is what you focus on, family, because what you focus on will be amplified. And so what you want to do is you want to remind yourself of what you're fond of. Keep that in the forefront of your mind. Be grateful for those things. And then another piece, especially from Dr. John Gottman's research, is a 5-to-1 ratio of positive to negative experiences. So what we see, family, is that negative experiences are weightier. They just pull on us. We think about them, we ruminate over them for long periods of time. And to cancel out that effect, we need to have 5 positive experiences to kind of buffer that negative experience. So you want to make sure, that's why we have to be because we're human. Misunderstandings are going to happen. Negative encounters may happen, and that's okay. But here's the thing. How can we be intentional about creating those positive experiences that are going to buffer it? And I'm going to show you how to do that in just a moment, okay? And then lastly, the final F is expressing those feelings of appreciation. It serves as a positive feedback loop, and it serves as positive reinforcement of the things that we enjoy. Okay, how many of you guys ready to dive on in? Are you ready? You ready? Okay, so since we went to we had some of the appetizer, right? We had a little bit of the appetizer so far. How many of you guys ready to dig on into the entree? You ready? We ready for the meat and potatoes for if you eat meat for today's class? All right, so let's go ahead and dive right on in. Okay. All right. Okay, Daphne. Awesome. So here's the thing. That very first important step is mindset. And I'm a therapist as well, and one of the most critical keys and secrets is the positive mindset. And sometimes you may not recognize how your mindset is in operation. And so, really, you want to examine the inner script that you have about your relationship. Is it positive or is it negative? And there are two different, I call them kind of like filters, right? Because, happy couples that last long term, they have an overabundance of those positive experiences. But here's the thing, every experience goes through your mindset. Come on now. So when you are experiencing something in your relationship, it goes through your own personal mental filter. And based on what that mental filter is like, it's going to produce the outcome of that experience, right? So we want to make sure that your mindset is positive, because that can actually serve as another positive feedback loop to create more positivity in your relationship. And there are two types of filters. One is a distress maintaining attributional style. There's so much research on this, okay? And here's the thing, we cannot personally explain our partner's behavior, right? So or when something happens, we don't know why it happens. So we create in our minds what caused this to happen. And if our explanation for causation is negative, it's going to create distress. But that's my mental filter. And that's explaining your partner's behavior in ways that could perpetuate your distress. And for couples that don't make it long term, their filter is kind of contaminated. So even when good things go through the filter, it comes out negative. All right. So there's this. So with your mindset, we want to create this relationship enhancing mindset, right? And we want to talk to you how to actually do that. And then, or we want to combat a distress maintaining mindset, because that's the negative filter. It gives negative explanations. Negative attributions is nothing more than negative explanations for your partner's behavior. But a relationship enhancing perspective, that gives positive attributions for your partner's behavior, and it serves as a positive filter. So here's the thing, how does this operate on with what we've seen in the research? And this research comes from the Social Psychology Journal, right? And so for unhappy couples who probably aren't gonna make it long term, or if they do, they're not gonna be happy doing it, right? Okay, so they have that negative filter, that negative distress maintaining filter. So even regardless if their partner's behavior is positive or negative, it still comes out of that funnel in a negative way. So even when they do good things, the person says in their mind, oh, that wasn't stable. Let's say they cleaned up the entire house, something really nice, right? That's a real nice thing. I'll take that any day. But okay, so that's positive, right? But then the way that they explain it, their filter is negative. They say, well, the attributions, their causation for that behavior, they give it a negative causation, saying, oh, that's not who that person truly is. This is external. They cleaned up the house because their family's coming over. This is not stable, and this was uncontrollable. But when negative things happen, they say, you know what? This is who they are. This is how they always are, and it's controllable. And so when we're thinking about building lifelong love, we want to get away from that, because this is increasing our distress, and that's actually unhealthy, and it could potentially be negatively activating the stress response system, which could totally impact the immune functioning. Literally, it could impact your life. Come on now, and even your overall health. So we want to stay clear of that. This is what we want to do for lifelong love, have those relationship enhancing attributions. So we want to explain our partner's behavior in ways that gives them grace for their mistakes and treasures their goodness. It's that positive filter, okay? It's really kind of those rose-colored glasses. Here's the thing, okay, I know sometimes, optimistic people get, they may say, oh, they got those rose-colored glasses. Come on, what research is showing is that people who are a little bit more optimistic, they live longer. Okay, works for you. Okay, so this is how, for those happier couples who are making it long-term, they have that positive filter here, family. And when even when their partner messes up, has those shortcomings, they explain it differently. They say, you know what? Let's just say they're late to a date to meet you. You both got off work. They were late to the date. That's probably a negative experience. But you say, you know what? Oh, something must have happened. This is not like them. It's external. Maybe maybe they got a flat tire, couldn't call me. This is unstable. This was beyond their control. So that explanation that actually enhances how that person views the relationship. And then when positive things happen, they cleaned up the house. They're like, they just love me. They did that because they love me. And they're always doing things to show me appreciation, and it's all within their control. And that makes you feel better about the relationship. And when you feel better about the relationship, that thing can last long term. So now another piece. So now I'm going to shift gears. Okay. So another key to lifelong love, it is how you talk to one another. Right? How many people can communication be hard for you at times? How? Let me see. We got something in the chat. Let's see. This is oh. Oh, I'm so happy, Daphne, that things are going, that you're enjoying it. I'm so glad that you're enjoying it. Can communication be hard sometimes with the opposite sex? Oh, not you. No. Okay, good. Okay, so I want to give you a few things because here's the thing. For those couples, yes, Daphne. Okay, I see that, Daphne. Okay, so for couples, family who make it long term, they handle one another, they talk to one another in a healthy manner. And here's the thing, I want to just normalize conflict. It is inevitable. But one thing that I always say about conflict, it is, how do you go about managing the conflict? And actually, conflict is actually an opportunity for closeness. Because underneath that intensity is usually something that's very vulnerable. And when we can communicate that vulnerability, it's actually an opportunity to build intimacy and closeness, which is a part of that friendship piece. And that's going to be something that helps you long term. And it's a beautiful opportunity. So, your communication, it is your currency. And the reason why I say that is because it's the one thing that you're going to use to address every other issue in your relationship, whether it's finances, whether if you plan to have kiddos, household division of labor, all of those things. So that's why communication is so, so key, right? And so I always say when you want to get to that mutual understanding. Okay, effective communication during conflict hasn't occurred. See, here's the thing. Happy couples who make it long term, they also experience conflict, right? And so I want to give you can I give you a few tricks of the trade that's going to help you make it, and what you definitely want to avoid, and with respect to hurting your bond. Now, this is also from Dr. John Gottman's research, and there are 4 behaviors that he said that are just, when he was looking at those couples in that love lab, they had a style of talking to one another, that the healthy couples versus the unhealthy couples. And so for those unhealthy couples, these were the things that he saw, and I want to show them to you here, okay, just to be mindful of them. He called them the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse because they were just that problematic. And so what he found was criticism, which is attacking a partner's personality or character. The second horseman was contempt. It's almost like a form of mockery and insulting who they are. Defensiveness, making excuses or counterattacks. And we'll talk about defensiveness in just a moment, because it can definitely be problematic, because with defensiveness, when we're thinking about repairs and your partner's love language, if they need you to take responsibility, defensiveness can be really hard for them, okay? And then stonewalling, which is a complete shutdown. Okay, not engaging. And what he saw was with those people who completely shut down, even though on the surface it seemed like they were handling things well, when he was looking at their physiology, he was looking at their heart rate, looking at their stress response system, he found that they were actually more distressed than any of the other people who were trying to engage. Okay, so that complete shutdown, we don't want to do that. We want to engage in a healthy way. How do we do that? Okay, and so these are 5 steps. So I guess I got a few more steps in there. 5 steps for effective communication during conflict. I'm just going to hit these very lightly, okay? And one is to become aware of the heightened emotion that you are experiencing. Realize I'm at 100. Engagement right now may not be very helpful, okay? Engagement right now may hurt something, okay? But we don't want to just totally shut down. You just want to calm yourself down, because the prefrontal cortex, which is the part of your brain that's in charge of rational thought, when you are really upset, it kind of shuts off. And now you're in that more reactive part of your brain. You're in that part of the brain, the amygdala, that's what is in charge of fear. And so sometimes it's kind of like this fight or flight situation, right? And so we want to calm all that down so that you can think clearly. Literally, you want to be able to think clearly. So you need to kind of take a break, calm down, whether it's go for a walk, whether it's take a deep breath. Literally taking a deep breath, it is calming the stress response system down. And when you do that, then things are starting to move more clearly, okay? Then you're able to see things a little bit more clearly and think more clearly so that you can respond in a healthier manner. And then here's the piece to getting that intimacy, right? Is to identify the underlying softer emotion that may have driven your more intense emotion. And when you can identify that, when you are able to communicate that, that's the key for connecting during these times. All right. And then here's where the empathy comes in. Consider your partner's perspective. All right. And that's, sometimes what I'll do in therapy is I'll draw a sheet of paper and I'll draw a W on it. And I'll have the W facing one partner to where it looks like a W. And then I have it facing the other partner where it looks like an M. And I say, who's right? They both are. And so based on how you're oriented, based on how you're wired, based on how your perspective, so it's not about a right or a wrong, but how can I see it and respect how you see it, even if I don't see it that way? Okay, that's what it's about. And validating their feelings, okay, and expressing what you would like to see instead. I always say kind of stroke before you kick. Speak to the good first, then go in what happened, when it happened, and how did it make you feel. Now you may say, now that sounds good. But for those what about when things go wrong? When, I made a mistake and I didn't follow all those steps and I cut loose that day. What do I do? Do you want to know what you need to do if maybe you made a few mistakes, if you cut loose a little bit? You may say, yep, I want to know. Give me a few of those secrets, Cassandra. Give me a few of those secrets, okay? And so when we're thinking about those couples who make it long term, they are able to repair. So they're not perfect. They're not, and you know what? I'm already putting you a part of that group, okay, of those healthy married couples or future married couples. I'm already speaking that. So what makes you different as a healthy couple is that it's not that you won't ever mess up. But one thing that we see for those couples who are happy and make it long term is they're able to repair. And they're able to repair effectively. So family, I'm going to give you a few secrets on how to repair effectively. Okay. And just like with love languages, there's this thing called apology languages. And we want to apologize in a way that really resonates with our partner. So I'm going to give you those 5 apology languages right now. So with the 5 apology languages here, they are, the first one is expressing regret. And so if your partner needs for you to express regret, they need to hear a genuine, I'm sorry. And they need you to acknowledge the emotional pain that was caused. I'm an expressing regret type of person. I just need you to say, oh, I'm sorry, I hurt you. I caused that pain. I own it. It was me. And I'm very sorry. So this person just needs you to say, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry I caused this emotional pain for you. That's all they need to hear is a genuine, I'm sorry. Now, for a person who needs for you to accept responsibility, they need you to admit, hey, I did it. I was wrong. Okay. No excuses. Okay. So because here's the thing, with someone who needs to hear you take responsibility, when you are making excuses, what that does is re-injuring. So they've already been hurt by the initial infraction. And then you make an excuse for it and you don't take responsibility. For this person, it's like an extra little dagger in their side and you just turn it a little bit more. Okay, so this person needs for you to accept that full responsibility of the wrongdoing. Don't make any excuses and admit it. For someone who needs for you to genuinely repent, okay, genuinely repent. I think, I made a mistake, and I think this has the same thing as the last one, but for someone who needs you to genuinely repent, they need you to state a goal of how you're going to change. How are you going to ensure that this doesn't happen again? Literally, how are you going to turn from this and go in the opposite direction? What are your goals for making that happen? They need to kind of have a detailed outline of how you're going to change. Okay. Now, for the person who needs for you to make restitution, for them, the infraction made them feel like it questions the love relationship. And so for this person, they need to hear that you still love them. So a really good way to repair for this person, it is to actually speak that person's love language. To like literally speak that person's love language and say, you know what, I messed up. I'm really sorry, but that doesn't change how I feel about you. I really, really love you. I love you. And not only do I love you, I'm going to show you how I love you. I'm going to make dinner. I'm going to clean up the house. I'm going to speak whatever your love language. I'm going to give you words of affirmation. I'm going to let you know that I'm going to make up for it. And then the last love language is requesting forgiveness. And this person, after there's been an infraction, they need to literally hear you ask for forgiveness. They need you to request it. Okay, they don't want you just to assume that you've forgiven them. They need you to literally request for forgiveness. Okay, so everybody on the line today, which apology language do you think really resonates with you most? For me, I'm a just repent. I mean, I think am I repent? No, I'm a 4. You're 4. Okay. Restitution, Kimberly. You're 4. I need someone to express regret for me. So Kimberly, you really resonates with you when someone makes up for, speaks your love language, reminds you that I'm still here for you. And see, these are the things that help us to repair when the bumps come down the road long term. Because here's the thing, bumps are going to come along down the road. But when we have a way of repairing that's going to help us maintain this love relationship long term, it's going to help us keep it. So, those are the pieces there. And then also for 2 and 5, Joy. Okay, good. So for some people, it could be more. For some people, it definitely could be more. And then lastly, I wanted to remind you too of how your faith can help you build lifelong love. What is the research showing with this? What is the research showing? When people view their relationship as sacred, like meaning it's special, feeling like you have a purpose and maybe God brought you two together for a reason, we see that there's usually higher satisfaction related to that. And then, seeking God for support and even prayer. So there was a research study. Her name was Dr. Hart at the time. I don't know her last name now. She's got married, but she was at the University of Georgia, and they were doing an intervention for married couples, to improve like communication, some of all the basic stuff, right? And so they followed those families longitudinally to see like program effects. And so they randomly assigned people to the experimental group versus the control group. And they both went through the intervention. The only thing that was different was that the experimental group, they had an added element of prayer. And long term, what they found was that they had better long-term effects in the various indices like communication and satisfaction compared to some of the other couples. And I always say these are just those supportive prayers. It's not those go get them prayers. You saw what they did to me, Lord. Go get them. It's more so how can I support you? I'm praying for you. I know you got this big thing coming up. I'm praying for your health. I'm praying for your vocation. I'm praying for your emotional and physical well-being. Okay. And all of those things can definitely be very, very powerful. powerful. So, and then the fourth key, the fifth key here is to literally not just have all this head knowledge, but literally put down your long-term plans, like literally creating a vision for lifelong love. And another piece with this vision and being intentional is that one reason why dating is so important, and I see you guys as those healthy married couples, okay? Whether you are engaged, whether you are married now, or whether you are single, I see that in you. Okay, and so one reason why dating and being intentional is so important is because when we do novel activities with our partner, when we do novel activities with our spouse, what that does is it is a pleasurable experience. And literally the neurochemical dopamine is released when we engage in novel activities. And when we are doing those novel fun activities, whether it's really exhilarating, maybe going paragliding or skating or doing these new active activities with one another, we start to associate our partner with having fun. And that's definitely gonna help you last a lifetime, right? Because now you're like, oh, this is my fun partner too. And you have to intentionally build that. Because I always say in marriage, there's a business aspect. You're gonna have to pay the bills. You're gonna have to wash the clothes. You're gonna have to, there are business aspects that you're gonna have to talk about if you have kids. You have to talk about navigating their schedules, right? That's the business part. But we have to be intentional about planning the fun part. And what happens is that some couples, they lose that. And they're not intentional about pursuing one another. But to last a lifetime and to be happy in doing it and to be healthy in doing that, it requires intentionality. So how are you guys enjoying yourselves so far? Is this pretty good? Has this been helpful? Are you guys, I want to do a little check-in, see how things are going for you so far. Been enjoyable? Awesome, awesome. Oh, I'm so happy you are enjoying it. Awesome, awesome. Oh, wonderful. Oh, I'm so grateful. Oh, I'm so happy, family. That's what I'm here to do. That was my prayer this morning. I was like, let this be helpful. Okay. So wonderful. Check in. Now, I'm a teacher. I'm a teacher. This is good. This is good. This is like a good little, it's like one good little session, right? But let's just say, I always say it takes more than one session. So do you want to take steps after this masterclass to build lifelong love? Oh, Joy, thank you. You're so encouraging. Oh, awesome. Okay, so I have an opportunity for you. And I want to help you create a vision for your journey to lifelong love. Okay. And I've created this with you guys in mind. And it's literally a roadmap for marital success. It's my program, my signature program, the Marriage Head Start program. Okay. You see how I love to teach. I think it's probably one of my gifts that I've been blessed with, and I'm grateful for it. And so I put in 6 critical teachings. And not only is it as an educational sessions, but these resources will last you a lifetime, whereby you create a concrete vision of what you want to create in your marriage. And then you have a yearly vision casting session. And I have templates for you to do that. You have a quarterly goals that you make. And I have a template for you to do that, even 5-year projections, so that we can get clear on where we're going and how to get there. And then I have 6 educational modules. The first one is really defining marital success for you. I talk about the research. I talk about the healthy habits that you want to create. I talk about really defining your mission and your vision. And then the second module, I focus in on teach me how to love you. so that you are making deposits in the right account when it comes to that person's love language and making that person feel secure in the relationship. That is a very important developmental milestone to establish early on and to sustain long term. And then, family, you're going to be making some of your life's most important decisions in your marriage. So, I have some very helpful strategies with helping you be effective in your decision making together. And then there are 10 critical areas of your marriage that we go over, typical things that you would go over, like maybe in premarital counseling or if you came into counseling. But not only are we going to just talk about it, that's good. I think talking about things is good. And that's what you typically get in counseling. But what are you going to do about those areas? And that's where Marriage Head Start comes in. And the 5th module, it teaches you the planning system, how to literally make a plan in those 10 critical areas. And then we set you up for the lifelong journey of planning for marital success. Because I want you to plan on having a long-term healthy marriage. And I have all the tools to help you do that. And so these are those 10 critical areas that we address: communication, finances, sex, children, faith, family, work-life balance, a big one nowadays, health and nutrition, recreation, investing in your marriage, and also working on your dreams together. That really speaks to where we are today, which is the self-expressive marriage. And that is going to really help to ground some degrees of fulfillment as well, and keeping each other accountable. My husband and I, we do Marriage Head Start. Yes, we do. Oh, yes, we do. Me even creating Marriage Head Start was me going through this planning system. It's a byproduct of us doing this. So we do it too. And my couples they are still actively doing it. So it's been a blessing for us all. And here's the investment. I always say that you pay attention for the things that you pay for, right? So the 6 modules for the course, just by themselves, that's worth $900. And then also the planning templates that you're going to have for your lifetime, another $200. Then you get an opportunity to become a part of our online community. A lot of times people say, you know what, Cassandra, I'm excited about marriage, but I don't have many people around me who are really intentional or really like marriage. And I need some community. You'll be a part of the Marriage Head Start community. And then also too, I have a suggested reading list. I'm a teacher. And then I want you to speak positively over your marriage. So I have marriage affirmations. That total value, family, is $1,350, right? But in addition, for every person who joins live today, you will get also a session with me. Oh, one-on-one session with me. Oh, it'll be so wonderful. And so I have 5 slots available. And that goes for about $150 to see me. But that total, it would be $1,500. But your investment will not be that today, because I really believe in you and I don't want there to be any barriers. And so since I met you and know a lot of you, I just was like, how can I be of help? Even in the, gifting the price structure. And for today, I would take off. This program is usually $499. It's, even though it's valued at $1,500, it's usually $499. But today you can get it for $97. That's a total 80% off the typical price for that. Only $97. Okay, and so if you want to invest in your marriage, this would be such a healthy way to do so. And now if you act quickly, then you will get a session with me. So what you can do is go to the website, the Teachable website, which is marriageheadstart.com. And you can enter VIP couple for the coupon code, and that will take off $402 from the program, and it will only be an investment of $97 today. Right? I want to set you up. I mean, when I told you I thought about this thing, I was like, how can I help couples and set them up for that success. And I threw my weight into this program. And you can always go back and listen to the teachings. Maybe even if you want to invite, a friend over to listen to the teachings, it will be definitely very helpful for you. All right. And so when you sign up, for the first 5 people, you will get that one-on-one session with me. And we can go into, we can have a one-on-one session, maybe things that you've always wanted to talk about with a counselor. And of course, I have a host of things that we could do during that session together, and it'll definitely be very, very powerful. So once you do that, is there an expiration date with the one-on-one? So for the people who sign up today, for Marriage Head Start today, the first 5. So the first 5, I get an email notification and I'll be able to see. So if you sign up today before 11:59 p.m., then you'll get and you're one of the top 5 people, then you will get that one-on-one with me. Yes, it'll be virtual, so it'll be convenient. We'll talk about a time. I will email you because it also gives me your email. I'll email you and then ask for your phone number. We'll get on the phone and figure out a good time, and or I'll just send you to my electronic calendar, and we can do it that way. And so you have until tonight, 11:59, to be one of those first 5 couples. Yes, it'll be so wonderful. You can go to marriageheadstart.com and put in VIP couple for the coupon code. Now, I have another gift. So thank you for joining me on this Saturday morning. And I have who would like to get a free signed copy of my book called Preparing Your Heart for Marriage, Doing the Emotional and Spiritual Work to Love Unconditionally. Who would like to get a copy of that book, a free copy? Okay. Well, you were the first one, fast enough. Okay, well, we have a winner. The first, it was going to be first come, first serve. So, Miss Kimberly, if you could email me at Cassandra@upliftingrelationships.com. I'll put it in here. Cassandra@upliftingrelationships.com. Oh, Joy, you got it at the bridal show. Wonderful. I'm so happy you got it at the bridal show. Wonderful. Just send me an email and then I can get it sent out to you. Just send me your address and I can get you a signed copy. Yes. So as I said before, we do have time for questions. Just as a reminder, marriageheadstart.com, VIP couple in all caps. Coupon code 80% off, saving $402, only $97. And I just want to take this time to first say thank you. You're so welcome, Kimberly. And if you have any questions, feel free to write them in the chat and I am here for it. If there are questions about the program, any questions about the content, or just any questions in general, you can say, well, Sandra, how many kids do you have? We could just have this time. I'm going to open it up for maybe a couple of minutes for questions, and you can have at it. Feel free to ask me any questions that you have in the chat. Maybe I was thorough. Maybe it's the teacher in me. Oh, maybe it's the teacher in me. Yes, so marriageheadstart.com and VIP couple. Yes, so it has just been beyond a delight. Oh, oh, Brett. Oh, wonderful. I'm so happy you guys are signing up, Brett. And so wonderful. We got our first person, Brett. Whoop, whoop. So Brett, you and Heather, you will get a one-on-one session with me. I'm going to send that to you. Congratulations for investing in your marriage. Okay, awesome. Congratulations. I'll know that for Heather. And then we'll get you guys started with your one-on-one session. I feel so honored. Oh, wonderful. Also, Kimberly asked a wonderful question for anyone who's watching this who's still searching for that person. She asked, where should I go meet fine, godly men? I say use your networks because your friends know you. Your friends know you very well, and so they oftentimes know good people, and so they can definitely be a really good hookup. Also too, I actually have this program that I was working on called TwoYoked, TYOKED.com, and it's kind of like dating, get to know people with an educational component. That's also another piece. And then also too, I think there's this influencer who is also, her name is Heather as well. I think Heather Lindsay does like some matchmaking, puts some posts up, and I think they're doing some things here in the local Atlanta area. So matching, so that could be a helpful resource. So first one, utilize your networks. They know you, they love you, and they probably know some real good people. Okay. And just put it out there, and then do your preparation. Be the person. I'm grateful you won the book. You just send me that email and I'll send it to you. Okay. Oh, this has been beyond a pleasure, family, to have this time with you. I wanted to say thank you for joining me today. Any other questions? And if not, I just say be well. Just know that there is somebody who's rooting for you. I want you to succeed. I want you to win in marriage. I know that it matters. It is critical. And the beautiful thing about relationship skills is that they can be developed. And here's the thing is that the legacy of healthy marriages, it can start with you and can start with you right now. Regardless of what may have been your generational history, it can start with you right now. And you can lay a legacy that can last for generations at a time. In Marriage Head Start, actually for module 1, I have an activity called the 50th wedding anniversary activity. And I have couples say, it's your 50th wedding anniversary and all of your kids are there. The people in the community are there. Friends are there. They're celebrating this amazing milestone that you've achieved in your marriage. And I say, what do you want them to say that they've learned about marriage from you? And you have the time to create that right now, family. And my prayer is that you create that and that it lasts for generations to come and it outlives you. Oh my goodness. I just let you know I love you. I'm so grateful for you. And Joy, I'm so happy that you enjoyed it today. It was of great value. I'm glad it was outstanding. You all were outstanding. And my prayer is that you have an outstanding, beautiful marriage. All righty. Well, until next time, you guys take care. Bye-bye. You're welcome, Kimberly.